Hello, Chloe here. Today is a very exciting day for me. The Kiana Herrscher of Flamescion figure is finally here. And before we open that up, I do have a couple of Honkai merch that I also want to share. So let's start off with those. So these are 3 plushies from the Ichiban Kuji that was exclusive to China. And I only picked up these 3, but there's actually 4 in the set. At the time I bought this, I didn't see Branya, which was really weird, but I do want to get her at some point, but hopefully at a lower price than I bought these 3 because they were pretty expensive. But yeah, anyways, let's start off with the Mei plushie because this is the one I opened first. So here she is, very cute, very soft. I love that she's like holding on to dear life to a cup of coffee. This is so adorable. And here's what she looks like from the back. And this is like a keychain plushie, so she does have a ball chain connected, so you can like hang her to display if you so wish. And here is Kiana. Personally, my favorite of the 3. She has a strawberry cake here, which looks so cute. And here's what she looks like from the back. She's got her iconic twin tails. So adorable. And finally, we have the Alicia plushie, which looks so derpy. And it is 100% because of her hair. It's just a bit too long. If it was like a little shorter, it would be perfect. But this has its charms too. I think it's still really cute. And she's holding on to a cupcake with pink frosting. And it is a bit plainer than the other 2. And her outfit will not stay down, but she's wearing bottoms, so it's all good. And here's what she looks like from behind. Love her ears. Her elf ears are so cute. I mean, to be fair, everything about her is cute, right? Overall, love the concept of this. Quality is excellent. Cuteness factor is maxed out. Definitely would recommend picking it up if you can. For our last piece of merch, I have this pen. I actually have like a whole box, but I'm just gonna open this for now and save the rest for later. But here we have an Alicia pen, and I specifically picked it up because it was really cheap. It was like $1 or $2, and I wanted to use it as a pointer. That's pretty much it. That's the only reason. And also, it's just really cute, right? But I will say that it does write really well. It flows very smoothly. Ink is very even. It doesn't skip. And overall, a really nice pen. So that is it for merch. Let's move on to the main course, which is the Kiana figure. So excited. Alright, so here is the box. It's pretty big and pretty heavy. Nothing too fancy with the box. It's nicely designed. We got some different textures. We got promo shots in the back. Overall, a decent box. Let's get her out of it. Alright, inside we have a couple of papers. First, we have this tiny one that says conformity inspection, numbered 1. And then we also have a manual, and looks like Kiana has 2 different versions, which is really similar to how the himeko one was. And I struggled with that a lot, so this is gonna be fun. And then we have the figure itself. This is really heavy. Alright, here is my girl Kiana. She is of course in her Herrscher of Flamescion battlesuit, which is my favorite of all of hers. And this is a 1/7 scale from Anigame, and I don't really know anything about this company other than that they had that one really cool Arknights figure. And I got this directly from the Honkai store, their Tmall, for 1,207 yuan, which is about $165, which is way cheaper than every other store that had her. But I did have to pay a lot in shipping because I had to ship her twice. But it still did end up being cheaper than it would have been if I gotten her somewhere else, so it's all good. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about the figure itself. Here we have her in her not basic, but like her normal version. And she does have two different versions, but we're gonna focus on this one first. And we're gonna start off with the assembly. Here is the base. It's really heavy. It's like got a nice weight to it, and it's very nicely detailed. And attaching her foot to the base was pretty easy. I did have to like wiggle it in a bit so it would fully attach. But I would recommend putting the support stand on first before you do attach her. I totally forgot about it, so I did it afterwards and it was pretty hard. But if you want to, you can choose not to use it and cover up the hole with this extra piece. But I would definitely recommend just using it because she will lean and probably snap off the base. Just use it. Alright, one thing I did want to point out was this very noticeable raised edge. I feel like this isn't supposed to be like this, or if anything, this was like an oversight on their part. I feel like it should have been smoothed out like the left side was. And it is pretty noticeable even after you attach everything, which for the most part was very easy. The only issue I did have was this left side. It wouldn't stay in, it would pop out a bit, and any subtle movement will cause it to fall off. I did drop this like a couple of times, but luckily nothing broke. But the right side did go in smoothly, and this middle piece that like kind of, I guess, holds everything together also doesn't go in all the way because of that left piece popping out. As for her sword, she does have two different ones, which I will show later. But to attach them, you have to remove the bottom piece and then kind of slide it into her hands, which was pretty easy. I did have to like wiggle it in. After it's in, don't forget to attach the bottom piece to lock it in place. And we're done. I was low-key kind of dreading it when I saw the manual because I got PTSD from the Himeko figure, which I spent forever on. But this one, pretty easy. That said, let's take a closer look at the normal version of the Kiana figure. Alright, so let's start off with the face because I did have my concerns about it when the first promo pics went up, which they did end up redoing. They redid like basically the entire figure and delayed it like I think over a year. It might have been less, but I'm pretty sure it was over a year of delays. And I think it's safe to say that they pretty much nailed it this time around. I particularly love how her eyes turned out. Got them Herrscher eyes. Love it. And honestly, she does look pretty great from any angle, but these are like my favorites. I also love how her hair turned out. This is a very dynamic figure. Like, she's in the middle of battle, her hair is flowing behind her, and we got some loose strands. And also the paint work on this is pretty great. I was expecting it to be more flat, like a matte, but it does have a more pearlescent finish on it, which is a nice touch. The cape, which by the way is amazing. I love the scorched details at the end. It does use a different type of plastic, or at least it feels like it, and the paint is more of a matte finish, so it does give it a nice contrast between her hair and her outfit, which is really nice. I think they did a very solid job on this. The paintwork is clean and vibrant, especially the red-orange accents we have both on top and on her boots. Nice clean lines top to bottom. One little thing that I did notice on my figure is that a piece of her outfit on her right hip is out of place. I can put it back in place, but I would have to glue it, so that's another thing. Alright, so that was the normal setup of the Herrscher of Flamescion. Let's move on to the cooler one? The cooler Kiana? The Super Saiyan one. Let's go with that. The assembly for this was a lot easier. All the parts fit like a glove. Her sword was easy to put in too, similar to the previous setup. And here are both of her swords side by side so you can see how they look. Here is the regular version. Very clean, very vibrant. Details are on point as well. We got the stones there in the middle. I want to say they're Herrscher cords, but I don't really know if that's what they're called. And here's the other version. This looks so sick. I love these shattered pieces. Also very sharp details, very sharp. Be careful when you're handling this. It is pretty sharp. And here is the completed setup. Personally, I like the previous one more just because I love capes. I think capes are the best character design you can give. But I am gonna stick with this one for a couple of reasons. The first one being that the cape doesn't really fit in that well. And the other reason is just because this looks a lot cooler. I just think the trail of fire behind her is sick. And also I'm kind of lazy to like change it back. But that's our little secret. If anyone asks, it's the first two reasons. Alright, so a couple of bonus footage for y'all. Here is Kiana, Herrscher of Flamescion with the Vermilion Knight himeko figure. They are both 1/7 scales, but Kiana looks a lot bigger, which is just a tiny bit annoying. But I'm not going to display them side by side, so it's whatever to me. But it would have been nice if they were like a little closer. And if you were wondering, she does fit in a detolf. I only did it with her second form. And she is pretty much packed in front to back. She's like touching the glass panel in the back, I think, and then like very close to touching the front door panel. So that's something to consider. She does have a lot of space on the sides though, so you can probably fit in like smaller figures or some merch and stuff. My initial plan was to replace Herrscher of the Void with Flamescion, but that's not gonna happen anymore. I don't think I'm gonna keep this in the detolf. I'm gonna like move her somewhere else. I just temporarily kicked out a different figure just to show you guys that she does fit in if you do want to put her in there. But yeah, super happy to finally have Herrscher of Flamescion Kiana in my collection. Honestly, just happy that she's finally out. Even though there were some QC issues, I still think she's amazing. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!